Blessed assurance, Yahusha is mine. Oh, what a foretaste of glory divine, heir of salvation, purchase of Yah, born of His Spirit, washed in His blood. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story. This is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. Perfect submission, perfect delight, visions of rapture now burst into my sight. Angels descending, rain from above, echoes of mercy, whispers of love. This is my story. This is my song, praising our Savior all the day long. This is my story. Hallelujah. This is a my song, praising my Savior. The day long. Thank you, darling. There was something I had to get out of my. You got it.
Hallelujah.
I walked through the house today and I said, Abba, I feel your presence near. I'm sensing your presence. And I know you're going to do something very special and say something to your children today. That's what I said. And I walked through the living room, just kind of sashayed. I just kind of sashayed over. And I just sit down. Aching a little in my body didn't matter. I just knew he was with me. And I said, none of that matters. You're here today. Yes, thank you. I do too. That is the presence, which you heard in my voice. I could hear it in my second ear. The dynamic of the Holy Spirit. Uh, I want you all with me to pray right now. Sister Donna, can you play Blow the Shofar today? Brother Ron?
You say
You
yeah.
both to do it. All right. And whoever else would like to. Again, I'm still mesmerized. I want to grasp everything I possibly can from our Father Abba, Yahuwah, everything. And you know what he told me? Oh yes, you know what he said today? He said, why is it I can be the provider, I can be the healer, I can be the Alpha and Omega, I can be everything but the Son. But the sacrifice is what he was talking about. Why does we can go and say he's this,
But
and then
not
we
that.
shot off into that. I said, we understand, Abba. We understand now. Thank you. And it was quiet. He's happy. He's happy. So that euphoria, that special feeling you have, that's your father. And he's like stroking you, loving you, soothing you, and giving you of himself, of his essence. And you'll never be the same. Revelation changes one. It sobers your mind up. It brings you into stability and harmony with the spirit. And I just said to him, if this was the revelation of who you are, that you were the sacrifice, what's next? I said, I don't know. This is, I'm still haven't gotten over this one. And it was just quiet. So he's lining up things beautifully for us as a family. Right now we're going to pray. And then everybody got your words to our song. We got to learn the song. Now y'all got to learn it. Who knows it enough to want to go ahead and try to sing
I have
this?
no idea.
Well, Renee, you need to learn it, and you and those who Diane, welcome, love you. Uh, you need some other people need to be able to lead it. I'm not just going to lead it all the time. I'll do it today, but I want some volunteers to lead it sometimes because it's our song. This is the whole Yasserel Yahudi song. This is our what we call centerpiece song, and that's comes from the Most High. It wasn't that hard to write this thing down. It's just our experiences as a people, our awakening, and everything. And we want to learn this song because it's gonna. I believe it's gonna travel. I didn't even care who sings it. It just sing it because it's from Abba, and we want you to understand who you are and where we've been from, and that we understand it now. And guess what? We got it back. So let's pray, and then we'll go into we got it back. Let's pray. Abba, our Abba. It's really strange. I always knew you heard, but now I know you listen. So help me, Father, say the things that are aligned to your will, in harmony with your will, not for the word's sake, but for who you are. Thank you, Abba. I'm going to put everyone on mute because I want to talk to Abba for us. And you can unmute yourself. We've read scripture, fathers, for so long. We've been in Bible classes and studies and cemeteries and colleges and schools and all kinds of classes, Bible study and Sunday school, and Wednesday night Bible studies and Tuesday night Bible studies and conferences and all kinds of gatherings where we heard, or we felt we heard enough to know you. But really we were just learning about you and didn't know that. And that was fine to a place. But what it did was it led us to continue to seek you. Because no matter what we heard, we always felt in our hearts that there was more to hear and to understand. And we know now, as your children, that it was you. Not allowing us to be satisfied with the status quo. But always putting that hunger, allowing that hunger to reach our spiritual bellies. And that thirst for knowledge of you. Not just to say we know the knowledge, but because we wanted to be close to you. You are the only one that can call us to your side. No amount of knowledge, no favor, no money can do that. So with that, Father, this is what I'm saying. Thank you. A very humble thank you. This is a song saying you didn't have to do it. Oh, but your love had to do it. And you did it. Let thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, the prayer says. And now we more understand that. Because it was you who came from heaven on this earth to die as a man for our sins and our reproach and our backwardness and our disobedience of your commandments and idolatry and idolatry, adultery, fornication, lies, hypocrisy, and all that goes with it. And I'm so, so happy, as all of your children are, that you didn't forget your promise to our ancestors, to our patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You've made real things that we only dreamed about, things we hoped for but didn't understand. And now you're giving us the strength through your knowledge to walk out the rest of our days in the sunlight, the light of your glory. That light, not the made-up light, but the true and living light that was copied and placed upon someone that was false. You are the light. You are the truth. You are the hope of the ages. For your people, Yasserel, you have not forgotten. We are humbled. We sincerely give you all the honor, all the praise, and all the glory. Teach us how to worship. Teach us how to sing and clap our hands all over again the way you would have us do. Teach our musicians all over again. Be in their fingers and in their breath. And bring a sound to bear that this world has no way of receiving. But your people will hear it. And they will be blessed and exalted among the nations. We thank you, Abba, for your forgiveness, for your love, for your precious promises revealed, and for those that are even coming for us to understand and know. Bless this day. Let your presence reign and rule over us at all times, and especially now as we crack open this word. We need your guidance. Abba, you said you lead us and guide us into all truth. And we thank you. We're about to embark on a journey again. With you at the helm, we shall reach the shore safely. The will of the Father. In the name of Yahuwah, Yahusha. Amen.
Amen, 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 amen.
Hallelujah. 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 Glory to his holy, precious name. He is all things, the all in all, the I am that I am. And we bow in our spirit unto you. Thank you, Father. We're going to sing. We got it back. And then before we do that, we're going to hear the shofar. What I'm going to do is have you do it separately so we can hear you. We love it. Ron, are you ready? All right. Who else was going? Oh, look, brother, took hands to work. Brother Anthony, you are something different. We love you for that. What have you bring up the rear? Is that all right? Okay. Let's go with brother. Turn your mic on if it's not on. I don't think it's on, brother. Brother Ron, I turned everybody off. Sister Renee, you on because of hold on. He's blowing and we don't have his sound.
Turn your mic on, Brother Ron. Your mic is off. You're frozen now.
Okay, now he's frozen. I guess he blew so hard he froze his frame.
Is it good now?
No. Okay. Sorry, you were frozen. Go ahead, honey, and blow your shofar again, please.
Take your mute off.
Take your mute off. Unmute. You still didn't hear me. Let's see if I can do it. If I can find it. Okay, I got it. He's off.
I did. Come in now, maybe again.
We don't hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Okay. Can you blow into the mic? There you go. I can hear it vaguely. You know what? I can hear it, but let me tell you why I think it's vague. Because you're close to the mic, and I think it's trying to protect itself. There's an energy coming from that blow. You understand what I'm saying? And I think what it does is that's what happened to Donna. I think it's too much. It clips it off, just like speakers will do. So I think from next time, just stand back away from the mic a little bit. Maybe that'll help. It's just that you're blowing it well, and I could hear you were, but the mic's saying, "Oh no, this is too much for me. I got to pull off of this one before I explode." So I think that's probably what happened. But thank you, but keep doing that because it was just the actual microphone. All right, who's next? Donna? Same thing. Yeah. Yeah. Same thing. It's the same identical thing. When you get, where is she at when she blows it?
I tried going closer to her this time because I'm usually far away.
Right.
So now she's gonna try it again. I'm gonna move further away from her.
All right. Yeah, it cuts itself off. That's what it is. I think it's a frequency. To be honest with you,
off because when
I really do.
When I talk, the yellow box comes around me, but when she blows, it doesn't.
That's the frequency. It's a frequency issue. So we got to figure out. You tech people got to help us with that frequency.
Yeah, like our audio or something.
It is. It's like a breaker. A breaker. So let's look into that. Somebody help us with that, and we'll get that
back off.
All right, brother Anthony. Let's see what happens to you because normally he's here. But yeah, go away from there. Maybe that'll help. That's well, there you go. Hallelujah. Maybe he's just been dubbed. He's been anointed. Hallelujah. To do that. We'll see if it flows after we find out what the audio problems are, because you both have it. That means there's something general. But thank you, my brother Anthony. My son, I couldn't call him brother. He's my son. I didn't adopt him.
More than welcome to everybody.
Yeah, it's good.
Welcome.
And we'll do this again. And everyone, you know, when his first time he blew, it was out of the water. We just couldn't believe that was him, because he hadn't blown it before. And then when he blew it again, he didn't get the same amount of strength coming through there. The wind wasn't working for him. And then he said, you know what? I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna blow this. And I'm gonna dedicate this to y'all. And he just didn't get discouraged. And every time he come on, he just take it on, and then he just started taking off. And I think it has so much to do with it. Just keep going, be dedicated to it, give it as a honor and a worship to the Most High. And if an angel got to come there next to you, he's going to give you what you need to get that sound, because we're worshiping him with that sound. And so thank you all. We love you all. And we are going to do that again and again. All right. Praise y'all. Let's go to our family song, our congregational song. Everybody got your words. I want you to really learn it well. You can see I have a little friction here in my throat, but I don't care. I'm singing for the Most High's glory anyway. And so I'm going to sing. I'm going to sing this song. I'm going to sing. I'm going to sing. All right. Here we go. Gonna give me some intro this time? That's my hubby. That's y'all call it Pops Waiters. I love that man. Come on, baby. Let's worship y'all together. Ready? We are the true Yahshualites, apple of his eye. Lost, now we're found. Yahuwah has drawn nigh. Now we know where we're going, for we know where we came from. We are the true Yahshualites. All praises to the one. We got it back. We got it back. Led in the wilderness to a land of milk and honey, to a vineyard not planted nor bought with any money. But we turned from our king, then condemned 28, suffered separation for our disobedience and hate. But we got it back. We got it back. The anointed one, Yahusha, through his death on the tree, came to redeem, to save, and to set us free. Salvation was rejected from the land. We were torn, sent far away in shackles on ships. We did mourn, but we got it back. We got it back. A scattered remnant found, our heritage revealed. Blindness overcame, we could really begin to live. Promises of the ages began to fall like rain. After 400 years of tears, we're back with y'all again. We got it back. We got it back. I tell you, we got it back. We got it back. A chosen generation, identity lost, now found. We know where we are going, and we know where we come from. We got it back. We got it back. We got it back. We got it back. A chosen generation, identity lost, now found. We know where we are going, because we know where we come from. We got it back. We got it back. We got it back. We got it back. We got it back, back, back. We got it back. We got it back, back, back. We got it 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 back, 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 back. Hallelujah. Well, I saw myself. My husband is dragging me a little bit, but that's all right. I love you anyway. I'm taking them kind of fast. So I love you, honey. Thank you so much. I want to learn that as a congregational. It's not a solo. It's kind of hard to sing a solo out of that. But I do my best because we want to learn it. So please learn the song. All right, everybody. Everybody's smiling, but ain't nobody nodding.
I'll try it next time.
You're going to try it? Thank you.
Try it next time. Y'all willing?
I love it. Thank you.
I recorded it, so I'm going to work on it.
Thank you.
I got it.
I sent it to you.
No, but I'm saying I got you singing it. You understand? So I know the rhythm now. So.
Well, I thought I sent me singing it. I guess I didn't, huh?
I don't know.
I emailed it to you.
I just gotta not get so tongue-tied on the words.
It is fast, but I want you just watch the words until you learn. That's what I do.
You changed son to one, so I needed to know that. So I crossed.
I told y'all that last time.
Yeah, was I not here? Maybe
I wasn't here. That's what it was.
She wasn't here.
But if you listen to the tape, you was on there.
I got it right here.
Okay.
I got it back.
All right. We are the true Yashvalites, the apple of his eye. Lost, now we're found. Yahuwah has drawn nigh. We're all this is scripture. Mm-hmm. So it'll come to you.
Okay.
And anyone who wants to sing it, why don't you and Brother Lewis, you and your wife do a duet one day and sing it for us. You don't have to sing that tempo if that's too fast for you. You can slow it down. You know, just sing it how you want to sing it. Sing it, just sing the words. It's a wonderful song.
That's good too.
Yeah, because we won't have the band.
Right. I almost wanted to do it slow, but then some of the riffs I've learned it's difficult then to slow it down. Then he slowed it down compared to what I used to sing it. Let me show you. See.
Get the tape.
He told me to sing it. I should have did that, huh? But I didn't want to do that. Hold on, let me go back. Let me get this. Let me show you something. Because this is really, to me, it's a happy song. And I didn't want to drag it. I wanted it to be, yeah. Okay, let's see. Let me share my screen real quick. Then I'll play it again. Just a song. Okay, here we go. This is if you want to record this, a good time to record.
From this phone, yeah.
Or you can listen to the tape because it's going to be on the tape. So it's
okay. Okay.
Okay, where's the? Oh, okay, here we go. We are true Yashvalites, apple of his eye. Lost, now we're found. Yahuwah has drawn nigh. Now we know where we're going, but we know where we came from. We are the true Yashvalites. All praises to the one. We got it back. We got it back. Led in the wilderness to a land of milk and honey. Vineyards not planted, nor bought with any money. But turned from our king, condemned by Jude 28. Suffered separation for our disobedience and hate, but we got it back. We got it back. The anointed one, Yahusha, through his death on the tree, came to redeem, to save, and to set us free. His salvation rejected from the land we were torn, sent far away and shot the whole church where we didn't born, but we got it back. We got it back. A scattered remnant found, a heritage revealed. Blindness overcame, we could really begin to live. Promise of the ages, began to fall and rain. After 400 years of tears, we're back with y'all again. We got it back. We got it back. Children generation, our identity lost, now found. Know where we are going and we know where we come from. Chosen generation, identity lost, now found. Know where we are going, cause we know where we come from. We got it back. We got it back. We got it back, y'all. We got it back. We got it back, back. We got it back. We got it back, back, back. We got it back. And we lost now found. We know where we are going and we know where we come from. We got it back. Got it back. We got it back, y'all. We got it back, y'all. So well, you got it back, y'all. You got it back. You got it back. You got it back. Back. All right.
I like that. Back.
I like that too. It just came to me to do that. Just put a little bit of twirl on there. Welcome, Vernon. We miss you. Where you at? There he is. We love you. So happy to see you. All right. So now you'll even have now on this tape, you'll have the other tape and me. So Leslie has volunteered to sing it for us next time. And if you need any help, just call Mother Witness. And I'll help you anytime, any way I can. All right. Let us get into our wonderful study in the book of Jasher. We will be in the, we're moving on along here. Have you noticed that? 59? We're at 59. We're almost at the end of the book. And I'm just, are you all right, dear? Everybody all right? Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
It's not.
I don't have to get in the car and come check on you two, huh? All right. Let's play it with you. All right. Sandra's coming in. Let's admit Sandra. Good. She's right on time to get into the lesson. All right. Welcome, Sandra. We love you. And I'm going to put, yeah, there you go. All right. Everybody ready? I'm going to make sure we got everybody in order. Okay, let me say this before we start. Let's everybody wave at our YouTube family and just give them a little love and kisses and waves. We love you very much. Very, very much. And you got a family here, and we love you. And we know that the Most High, oh, that's cute, Angelica. And we know Yah's with us. Even Angelica come across there and waved at you. We love it. And let's get started with our study. Let's see. I thank y'all for this. This is beautiful. We're just about done. All right. Wow, there's some a lot of short chapters. Also, we'll be able to 2 and 3, 4 at a time. So we'll be through pretty soon. And I'm really praying about it. I really feel led to go to Romans after here, but we'll see what Yah says. But I still haven't shaken it yet. So maybe that's exactly where we're supposed to go. All right, chapter 59, book of Jasher. Sweetheart.
Got you.
You got it? You want to come over this way a little more? I don't see you too much on the screen. I can scoot over. We saw you. Everybody see Pops playing guitar? Yeah, they saw you.
Oh, yes, especially in speakers.
Maybe you were busy playing. You didn't notice.
I'm a busy man.
You were there, dear. All right. Now you're there, really there. You're right there. See you right there. That's you.
That's me.
That's you right there. Okay. They didn't recognize you.
Shalom, y'all. Them.
All right, I like to play with him. Okay. Oh, I love it. And these are the names of the sons of Yasharel who dwelt in Egypt, who had come from Jacob. They came out of Jacob's loins, right here. All the sons. 59.
59.
59. Got it? Sandra, you?
Yes.
All right. All right. And these are the names of the sons of Yasarel who dwelt in Egypt, who had come with Jacob. All the sons of Jacob came unto Egypt, every man with his household. And the children of Leah were Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and who else? Judah, Yehudah. That's you and me. Yay. Issachar and Zebulun and their sister Dinah. All right, Leah was busy. All right. And the sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. And the sons of Zilpah, the handmaid of Leah, were Gad and Asher. And the sons of Bilhah, or Bilhah, the handmaid of Rachel, were Dan and Naphtali. And these were their offspring that were born unto them in the land of Canaan, before they came unto Egypt with their father Jacob. The sons of Reuben were Chanok, Palu, Chet-Zeran, and Carmi. The sons of Simeon were Jemuel, Yaakov, I should say Yemuel, Yamin, Ohad, Yakchin, Zochar, and Saul, the son of the Canaanite woman. Okay?
That's a Canaanite. Well, they give that a hard time.
Whoa. And the children of Levi were Gershon, Keath, and Merari. I think that's Merari. And their sister Jochebed, who was born unto them in their going down to Egypt. And the sons of Yehudah were Onan, Shelah, Perez, and Zarak. And and Onan, they died in the land of Canaan. The sons of, remember, they died before they could produce, remember that. And the sons of Perez were Shezron. I wonder if they got Chevron from that name. And Chamol. And the sons of Issachar were Tola, Puvah, Yob, and Shamron. And the sons of Zebulun were Zered, Elon, Jachileel, and the son of Dan was Cushim. Sons of Nephtali were Jagziel, Guni, Jetzer, and Shalom. And the sons of Gad were Ziphion, Chagi, Shunai, Esbon, Eri, Rodi, and Arli. And the children of Asher were Jimnah, Yashva, Yashvi, Beriah, and their sister Sarah. And the sons of Beriah were Cheber and Melchiel. And the sons of Benjamin were Bela, Becher, Ashbel, Jera, Naaman, Achi, Rosh, Mupin, Chupin, and Ord. And the sons of Joseph that were born unto him in Egypt were Manasseh and Ephraim. And all the sons that went forth from the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. 70 souls.
That's a lot of souls for one person.
And these are they who came with Jacob, their father, unto Egypt to dwell there. And Joseph, and all of his brethren dwelt securely in Egypt. And they ate of the best of Egypt all the days of the life of Joseph. So you can see where this is not hardly the 400 years that we talk about later. Abraham was told about. And Joseph lived in the land of Egypt 93 years. And Joseph or Joseph reigned over all Egypt 80 of those 93 years. All right, so 13 years he had a little trouble. Maybe that's why they think 13 is an unlucky number, but don't let that bother you. That's funny. And when the days of Joseph drew nigh that he should die, he sent and called for his brethren and all his father's household, and they all came together and sat before him. And Joseph said unto his brethren and unto the whole of his father's household, Behold, I die, and Yah will surely visit you, and bring you up from this land, to the land which he swore to your fathers to give unto them. Yah always keeps his promise. And it shall be, when Yah shall visit you to bring you up from here to the land of your fathers, then bring up my bones with you from here. And Joseph made the sons of Yasharel to swear for their seed after them, saying, Yah will surely visit you, and you shall bring my bones with you from here. And it came to pass after this that Joseph died in that year, the 71st year of the Yasrelites going down to Egypt. How many years? 71.
71.
In Egypt so far. And Joseph was 110 years old when he died in the land of Egypt, and all his brethren and all his servants rose up, and they embalmed Joseph or Joseph, as was their custom. And his brethren in all Egypt, or Messerine, mourned over him. For how long? Here's 70 again. 70 days. 70 days. 70 went up from Canaan of Jacob, and the mourning was 70 days. They had been in Egypt now for 71 years, Yasharel had. And they put, you notice the sevens, and they do perfection. This is all according to the will of the Most High. And they put Joseph in a coffin filled with spices and all sorts of perfume. They buried him by the side of the river, that is Sihor, and his sons, and all his brethren, and the whole of his father's household made a 7 days mourning for him. 7 days. 7 days. And it came to pass after the death of Joseph, all the Egyptians began in those days to rule over the children of. Now, it's flipped up now. Now the Egyptians are back in the sea. And in those days they began to rule over the children of Yasharel. And Pharaoh, king of Egypt, who reigned in his father's stead, took all the laws of Egypt and conducted the whole government of Egypt under his counsel. And he reigned securely over his people.
Yes, he did.
Chapter 60. And when the year came round, being the 72nd year from the Israelites going down to Egypt, after the death of Joseph, Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, fled from Egypt, he and his men, and they went away. And he came to Africa, or Messerine, which is Dinhaba, to Angus, or Angius, king. I like that, Angus, but they want me to say Angius. All right. King of Africa. And Angius received them with great honor and made Zepho the captain of his host. We see Africa. It's not the continent that we've been told is named Africa. Okay, this is Ham's people. And actually, Africa was a pretty new name compared to. They put Africa in here, but Africa was no such name as Africa when the original scriptures were written. So, like I say, everywhere you turn. Anyway, let's go on. And Zepho found favor in the sight of Angius, and in the sight of his people, and Zepho was captain of the host to Angeas, king of Africa, for many days. All right. And Zepho. So we notice how it's a split. Egypt is Egypt, but Africa is different. And I think when you see that, it's confusing. Because it's a large continent. And remember, there was Upper and Lower Egypt. There was North Egypt, South Egypt.
Northwest.
Yeah, North. Yeah, and Africa really wasn't called Africa at all. And there were what they call civilizations that were within the continent. That's what they're really basically talking about. They're not talking about the whole continent of what we call today Africa. But they're talking about nations within the continent, and they're calling it Africa. But that's not right. It wasn't the whole continent that this man ruled over. It was like everybody else. He had his towns and his townships and the areas that he ruled over. So don't let that throw you. I think we'll have to do a good study one day on how Africa was really molested, so to speak. And Zepho enticed Angeas, king of Africa. It probably was the Nubians. I just got a feeling that it probably was the Nubians. And we'll find that out. So to collect all his army. So I'll read it again. And Zepho enticed Angeas, king of Africa, and I really think it's Nubians, to collect all his army to go and fight with the Egyptians. So we can see it's not the same place within that continent. And with the sons of Yaakov, here we go again. Now, still want to fight. Bullies. And to avenge of them the cause of his brethren. The things that had happened to him in the past. They don't forget. And Angeas would not listen to Zepho to do this thing. Well, listen to this. For Angeas knew the strength of the sons of Yaakov. See, they still fighting strong, all right? And what they had done to his army in their warfare with the children of Esau. He ain't forgot. It's good to learn from your mistakes and stop making them over and over again like the Edomites, like the Esau them did, over and over and over again. And Zepho was in those days very great in the sight of Angeas and in the sight of all the people. And he continually enticed him or them to make war against Egypt, but they would not. He just wouldn't give it up.
Yeah.
Can't you change your mind?
Loony.
Can't you change your mind?
Yeah.
Just word poor man? No.
For the benefit if you did.
I forgot. Maybe you have.
Better learn
and
before you burn.
Come on. And it came to pass in those days, there was in the land of Chittim a man in the city of Pazimna, whose name was Uz, or Uzu, and he became degenerately, oh my goodness, that's a word there, deified. What? Degenerately is correct. Deified? It made him a god. By the children of Shittim. And the man died and had no son. Well, there you go. Only one daughter whose name was Yania. And the damsel was exceedingly beautiful, comely and intelligent. There was none seen like unto her for beauty and wisdom throughout the land. All right. And the people of Angeas, king of Africa, saw her, and they came and praised her unto him. Oh, they went bragging to her. Oh, you got to see this woman. You've never seen nothing this beautiful in your life. And Angeas sent to the children of Chittim, and he requested to take her unto himself for a wife, and the people of Chittim consented to give her unto him for a wife. And when the messengers of Angeas were going forth from the land of Chittim to take their journey, behold, they were getting ready to leave, they're getting ready to get out. They're getting ready to go. Behold, the messengers of Turnus, king of Bipintu, came unto Chittim, for Turnus, king of Bipintu, also sent his messengers to request all the same woman, Yania. Everybody want Yania. For him to take unto himself for a wife. For all his men had also praised her to him. Therefore he sent all his servants unto her. And the servants of Turnus came to Chittim, and they asked for Unia to be taken unto Turnus, their king, for a wife.
She must have been awful special.
I'm telling you.
These kings are hassling over.
And the people, I'm telling you, she was bad down to the bone. And I mean good. And the people, good looking. And the people of Chittim said unto them, we cannot give her, because Angeas, king of Africa, desired her to take her unto him for a wife before you came, and that we should give her unto him. And now therefore we cannot do this thing to deprive Angeas of the damsel in order to give her to Turnus. For we are greatly afraid of Angeas, lest he come in battle against us and destroy us. That makes sense.
That makes good sense.
And Turnus, your master, will not be able to deliver us from his hand. And when the messengers of Turnus heard all these words of the children of Chittim, they returned back to their master and told them all the words of the children of Chittim. And the children of Chittim sent a memorial to Angeas, saying, behold, Turnus has sent for Yania to take her unto him for a wife, and thus have we answered him. And we heard that he was collected his whole army to go to war against thee, and he intends to pass by the road of Sardunia to fight against thy brother Lucas. And after that, he will come to fight against you. Oh my goodness.
They can't get it
the
up.
fallen nature.
Can't give it up.
And Angeas heard the words of the children of Chittim, which they sent to him in the record, and his anger was kindled. He rose up and assembled his whole army and came through the islands of the sea. That's important. We're going to really do a study on the islands of the sea, so I'm glad I see it here. The road of Sardunia unto his brother Lucas, king of Sardunia. Wow, sounds like a motion picture.
It sure does.
I know one thing. These are black folk. I could tell by all these names they got. And Nibelus, look at Nibelus, the son of Lucas, heard that his uncle Angeas was coming, and he went out to meet him with a heavy army, and he kissed him and embraced him. And Nibelus said unto Angeas, when thou askest my father after his welfare, when I shall go with thee to fight with Turnus, ask of him to make me captain of his host. And Angeas did so. And he came unto his brother, and his brother came to meet him and asked him after his welfare. And Angeas asked his brother Lucas after his welfare. How you doing, brother? I'm fine, pretty good today. And how you doing? I'm doing well. I just got a little something on my heel I'm gonna have to take care of. You know what I mean? And to make his son Nibelus captain of his host.
Yeah, getting ready to fight.
And Lucas did so. And Angeas and his brother Lucas rose up, and they went towards where? Turnus, to battle.
Yeah.
And there was with them a great army and a heavy people. These are some bad fighters. These are some. These are and he came in ships. Now here's the ship part right here. He came in ships. Well, they probably going down the Nile at this time. That's what I would imagine. And they came into the province of Ashtaresh. And behold, Turnus came toward them. And he went forth to Sardunia and intended to destroy it, and afterward to pass on from there to Angeas to fight him. So that was his. That was going to be his plan.
Yep.
He had a battle plan too, and so he was going to do. And Angeas and Lucas, his brother, met Turnus in the valley of Canopia, and the battle was strong and mighty between them and that place. This is all over a woman, y'all. You're gonna put my sons out there to die.
Well, she's good looking.
over a good-looking female. You know that's a shame, but that's how degraded sin has made men.
Some will not give it up.
You're gonna lose sons, fathers.
Yeah.
They're doing it today. That's why I tell all our people, you better get out of them armed forces. I don't care where you are in this world. As soon as your time is up, don't never go back. And if you haven't gone, never go. Don't fight these people's blind, stupid wars.
Oh, praise y'all.
And Angius and Lucas, his brother, met Turnus in the valley of Canopia. And the battle was strong and mighty between them in that place. 21. And the battle was severe upon Lucas, king of Sardunia, and all his army fell. And Niblas, his son, fell also in that battle, his own son. And his uncle Angius commanded his servants, and they made a golden coffin for Niblas, and they put him into it. And Angius again waged battle towards Turnus, and Angius was stronger than he, and he slew him. And he smote all his people with the edge of the sword. And Angius avenged the cause of Niblas, his brother's son, his nephew, and the cause of the army of his brother Lucas. And when Turnus died, the hands of those that survived the battle became weak, and they fled from before Angius and Lucas, his brother. So Lucas lost a son in the battle. And Angius took over and whipped them real good. And Angius and his brother Lucas pursued them unto the high road which is between Alphanu and Roma. And they slew the whole army of Turnus with the edge of the sword. And Lucas, king of Sardunia, commanded his servants that they should make a coffin of brass, and that they should place therein the body of his son Niblas, and they buried him in that place. So what Lucas did was took him out the gold one and put him in a little lower, a brass one.
Well, a little cheaper.
I wonder what he did with the gold one.
Oh my goodness.
And they built upon it a high tower there upon the high road, and they called its name after the name of Niblas unto this day. And they also buried Turnus, king of Bibentu, like the Bentus, there in that place with Niblas. And behold, upon the high road between Alphanu and Roma, the grave of Niblas is on one side, and the grave of Turnus is on the other, and a pavement between them unto this day. And when Niblas was buried, Lucas his father returned with his army to his land Sardunia, and Angius his brother, king of Africa, went with his people unto the city of Bibentu, that is the city of Turnus. And the inhabitants of Bibentu heard of his fame, and they were greatly afraid of him. And they went forth to meet him with weeping and supplication. And the inhabitants of Bibentu entreated or begged of Angius not to slay them or destroy their city. And he did so. For Bibentu was in those days reckoned as one of the cities of the children of Chittim. Therefore he did not destroy the city. And we know Chittim is the same, eventually Kittim. And we'll learn a lot about the mixing of Kittim with Esau. But from that day forward, the troops of the king of Africa would go to Chittim to spoil and plunder it. Now listen to this. But from that day forward, the troops of the king of Africa would go to Chittim to spoil and plunder it. And whenever they went, Zepho, the captain of the host of Angius, would go with them. And it was after this that Angius turned with his army, and they came to the city of Pazumna, and Angius took thence Yania, the daughter of Yuzu, Yuzu, for a wife, and brought her unto his city, unto Africa. And why do you think y'all put this in here? This story. Seem like people that we don't really understand or care about. Seems like, I really believe y'all showing the characteristics of this world. I really believe that's what he's showing us. He's showing us their values. They're thinking of themselves. They're very selfish. They use their powers not for the positive things, but every whim of those that are the elite. They take your daughters and sons' lives, not yours, but the people, whoever they're ruling over, and put them out in danger for some personal whims of somebody in control. It's been that spirit that is in this world today. They'll see a child starve to death and hold all the foodstuffs at the top. I believe this is what our fathers want us to see. Over a woman.
Whoa.
All the bloodshed. Tells you what kind of people we're dealing with. And this is what the spirit of this world is. They are greedy. They are lustful. They are selfish. All of those things. They have no respect of Yah. That means they have no respect for humanity at all. And Yah wants us to be aware of this. Because you're living it. You're living through it every day. And don't put your trust in their chariots and their powers and their horses. Because these leaders of this earth have always been against Yah. And have always been his enemies. And he's just going into the intricacy of how they think. What I want is so important. What you want, it doesn't come across my mind. Losing your son and daughter for me to get this beautiful woman, a lustful thing. I want to have sex with her. I don't care about your sons and daughters. I want what I want. That's the world you live in. And that's why y'all put that here. All right. Let's move on. Chapter 61. And it came to pass at the time Pharaoh, king of Egypt, commanded all his people to make for him a strong palace in Egypt. And he also commanded the sons of Jacob to assist the Egyptian. What did he do? He commanded. That's a sign.
He's a dictator.
He didn't ask for volunteers. He commanded. This is the beginning of what's going to end up slavery.
That's his power.
He commanded the sons of Jacob to assist the Egyptians in the building, and the Egyptians made a beautiful and elegant palace for a royal habitation. And he dwelt therein, and he renewed his government, and he reigned securely. And Zebulun, the son of Jacob, died in that year. That is the 70th. He's giving you count. 72nd year of going in of the Yisraelites going into Egypt. And you will find they were not here 400 years. And Zebulun died 114 years old. And he was put into a coffin and given into the hands of his children. And in the 75th year died his brother Simeon, 3 years later. And he was 120 years old at his death. And he was also put into a coffin and given in the hands of his children. And Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, Esau's grandchild, captain of the host to Angeas, king of Dinhaba, was still daily enticing Angeas to prepare for battle to fight with the sons of Jacob. Now Jacob is busy right now. It's taking commands from this crazed Pharaoh who's got him building stuff. So anyway, they still want to fight him.
He does.
All right. Jacob in Egypt, and Angeus was, what is he? I don't know. Jacob in Egypt, and Angeus was unwilling to do this thing, for his servants had related to him all the might of the sons of Jacob. But remember, they're dying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What they had done unto them in their battle with the children of Esau. And Zepho was in those days daily enticing Angus, still can't stop it, that's the grandson of Esau, to fight with the sons of Jacob in those days. And after some time, Angeus hearkened to the words of Zepho. Now he's listening. Because I think he feels that because of some of their patriarchs are gone, that he might have a chance. So that must have been in his mind the whole time. That's the way Satan works. He'll keep coming at you with things you shouldn't be doing so long. And when you think, if you are a person that has a wicked orientation, evil orientation, and you see a hole, a weakness in something that you knew you should have been doing, but you maybe can get through to do it. It's not the devil that's enticing you to make you do it. That's something that had to be in the heart of Angeus all along. That's what he's showing. But he didn't do it, not because he said it was wrong to do it. He didn't do it because they were strong. And he felt he would lose the battle. That meant in his mind, that's what he wanted to do all along. So people come along and say the devil made you do it. The devil ain't got time to waste on you. The devil ain't made you do nothing. You wanted to do it all along. And you're just waiting for an opportunity. That's what this is about. So a little coaxing. There you go. So this time, Angeus hearkened to the words of Zepho and consented. Consented. Who consented? Angeus consented. No one forced him. Mm-hmm. To fight with the sons of Jacob in Egypt. And Angeus got all his people in order. A people are numerous as the sand which is upon the seashore. And he formed his resolution to go to Egypt to battle. And amongst the servants of Angeus was a youth, 15 years old, Balaam, the son of Beor. Oh, we know about Balaam, son of Beor, don't we? Mm-hmm. Was his name. And the youth was very wise and understood the art of witchcraft.
Look here now. Mm-hmm.
And Angeus said unto Balaam, conjure up for us, I pray thee, with the witchcraft, that we may know who will prevail in this battle, to which we are now proceeding. Mm-hmm. Come here, Mr. Witchcraft. Mm-hmm. Tell us if we're going to win.
Yeah, the most fortune teller.
Well, Balaam ordered that they should bring him wax. Well, there you go. It's something that didn't come out in the 66 books, did it? He was all, he said he was a prophet. They never said he was into witchcraft, but this is something you could ascertain, but still didn't mention it. And he made thereof the likeness of chariots. Out of the wax, he made a likeness of chariots and horsemen, representing the army of Angeus and the army of Egypt. And he put them in the cunningly prepared waters. So he did some hocus pocus over some waters that he had for that purpose. And he took in his hand the boughs of myrtle trees, and he exercised his cunning. And these are the things we talked about the other day.
Witchcraft.
How the fallen angels taught these types of things to the women. Yeah, that they were having sons and daughters with. Taught them these things. Mm-hmm. And he joined them over the water. He joined them together over the water. And there appeared unto him in the water the resembling images of the hosts of Angius falling before the resembling images of the Egyptians and the sons of Jacob. So they fell before the Egyptians and Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Witchcraft. And Balaam told this thing to Angius, and Angius despaired. He said, you're gonna lose this battle, buddy.
Yes, he is.
We all just think about, there are people that do witchcraft today, and it's demonic, because these fallen spirits are still here.
Amen.
And their fathers were the ones who brought that to earth anyway. So they know conjuring and all of these these recipes for the arts, dark arts.
Black.
I say dark arts. Anyway, so
black magic.
There's a lot of them out here trying to make it seem as though it's ours, but they took it and made it whatever. But no.
Yeah, it belonged to them spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Them disembodied Nephilim.
That's it.
Yeah, they're actually working today. We talked about that. We had a study on it. They're out here working today.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, they're spirits, so they can't do nothing. They can tempt you, but then when you want to go along with them, then that's when they get that edge on you. So everybody's not interested in your stuff, but some people, they really are interested in it, so they get involved with the dark arts.
Resist the devil and he will what? Flee from you. He said, resist the devil and he will flee from you. Get away from you. You don't have to put your hand on him. Just resist it. Hallelujah, somebody.
All right.
Hallelujah.
Right.
That's a powerful thing. Just resist it.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll leave you alone.
He'll leave you alone.
You don't have to put your hands on him. That's a wonderful thing to do. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. All right. And Balaam told this thing to Angius, and Angius despaired and did not arm himself to go down to Egypt to battle. And he remained in his city. So he did not go to battle because of what Balaam had told him he saw.
He trusted that witchcraft.
Well, the devil knows a lot.
Yes,
Satan, those spirits, they know a lot. They're different. They have high intelligence. They're just wicked, evil, blasphemous, violent, no good. And when Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, saw, now remember, Zepho is the grandson of Esau, saw that Angius despaired of going forth to battle with the Egyptians, Zepho fled from Angius from Africa, and he went and came unto Chittim. He went to those people called the Chittimites. And all the people of Chittim received him with great honor. And they hired him to fight their battles all the days. And Zepho, the grandson of Esau, became exceedingly rich in those days. And the troops of the king of Africa still spread themselves in those days. And the children of Chittim assembled and went to Mount Cuptizia on account of the troops of Angius, king of Africa, who was what? Advancing upon them. They retreat. They're retreating. And it was one day that Zepho lost a young heifer, and he went to seek it, and he heard it lowing round about the mountain. And Zepho went and saw, behold, there was a large cave. I told them folks love them caves. At the bottom of the mountain, and there was a great stone there at the entrance of the cave. And Zepho split the stone, and he came into the cave, and he looked, and behold, a large animal was devouring the ox. Now listen to this. Listen to this. From the middle of it upward, it resembled a man. Something was diced and spliced living up in there. Them Nephilims teaching folks to dice and splice. That's what they was doing. And from the middle downward, it resembled an animal, and Zepho rose up against the animal, and he slew it with his swords. more than one. And the inhabitants of Chittim heard of this thing, and they rejoiced exceedingly. And they said, what shall we do unto this man who has slain this animal that devoured our cattle? So he'd been doing this a long time, but it was a man. But he was part animal, part man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, these folks run around here with animal in them. I think we did have a special video on that. A while back I did that there are different species of people on this earth.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. The troglodytes. Don't forget the troglodytes. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
And Neanderthals. And who knows what else?
Goliath.
Well, he was offspring from them, from the Nephilim.
Yes, he was.
And they all assembled to
Were the Canaanites too? I'm sorry.
the Canaanites, they say, were giants. I don't know if all Canaanites were, but I know they said they looked like giants to them, like we was we was like ants or whatever, grasshoppers. I think it was, yeah, grasshoppers. In their comparison, in their comparison, yeah. And they all assembled to consecrate one day in the year to him, to Zepho. Well, and they called the name thereof Zepho, after his name. And they brought unto him drink offerings year after year on that day, and they brought unto him gifts. At that time, Yaniah, the daughter of Uzu, wife of king of Aegeus, became ill, and her illness was heavily felt by Aegeus and his officers. And Aegeus said unto his wise men, what shall I do to Yaniah, and how shall I heal her from her illness? And his wise men said unto him, because the air of our country is not like the air of the land of Chittim, and our water is not like their water, therefore from this has the queen become ill. Mm-hmm. For through the change of air and water, she became ill.
Climate change.
And also because in her country she drank only the water which came from Perma, which her ancestors had brought up from bridges. And Aegeus commanded his servants, and they brought unto him in vessels of the waters of Perma belonging to Chittim. And they weighed those waters with all the waters of the land of Africa, and they found those waters lighter than the waters of Africa. Mm-hmm. And Aegeus saw this thing, and he commanded all his officers to assemble the hewers of stone in thousands and 10,000s, and they hewed stone without number. And the builders came, and they built exceedingly strong bridge, and they conveyed the spring of water from the land of Chittim. Aqueduct. They built an aqueduct.
Yeah, that's why them
to bring in water for the queen.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's some good water.
And the land of Chittim unto Africa, and those waters were for Unia, the queen, and for all of her concerns to drink from, and to bake, wash, and bathe therewith, and also to water therewith all seed from which food she ate can be obtained, and all fruit of the ground. So we watered everything. Anything she ate, it had to be watered.
Kosher.
What would you call it today? We wouldn't call it purified water. You probably call it, what's that word we use? It's what's that word we use? Now it don't make much difference anyway.
Distilled.
No, there's another word.
Organic.
Organic. There you go. Organic water. All right, I'm just teasing you kind of. And the king commanded that they should bring of the soil of Chittim in large ships, even bring the dirt on big barges and stuff. Oh my gosh. And they also brought stones to build therewith, and the builders built palaces for Unia, the queen. For Yani, Yani the queen, and the queen became healed
Of her illness?
of her illness.
Well, that's a good story.
And at the she could have just been homesick, and that just brought her some peace. Who knows? All right. And at the revolution of the year, the troops of Africa continued coming to the land of Chittim to plunder as usual. And Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, heard their report, and he gave orders concerning them, and he fought with them, and they fled there before them, or him, and he delivered the land of Chittim from them. What did he do? He took care of business.
Yes, he did.
See?
Hello,
No. And the children of Chittim saw the valor of Zepho, and what? The children of Chittim resolved and made Zepho what?
King over there.
All right. So Zepho stood up because there was always plundering. You know how the mafia and all of them, they come and collect that money from different stores and stuff. They was plundering. By the time turn around here, they come for some more money. They wanted something else. All right. And they kept doing that to Chittim. But see, when Zepho heard about it, he gave orders. All right. And they fought back. All right. And had the Africa, they call it Africa, whatever people those were, Nubians or whatever, they fled. They stopped picking. The bullies was run off. That's what happened.
Yes, what happened.
And 24, and the children of Chittim saw the valor of Zepho, our hero, and the children of Shittim resolved, and they made Zepho king over them. So now Esau's blood. Remember, we're still talking about how another nation came out of the seed of Esau. Now, this is another step in understanding why his lineage was faded out from the lineage of Isaac, and how him and Jacob went Jacob went two separately different ways. First, he was with those Horites, see, and they blended in with the Horites because they kept the damsels. Remember that? So that was a big change, and he had already married foreign wives. But that Horite was a big change. Now there's another big change coming along, and here we're reading about it now. So the children of Chittim saw the valor of Zepho, and the children of Chittim resolved to make him king over them, and he became king over them. And whilst he reigned, in other words, they went to subdue the children of Tubal and all the surrounding islands. And their king Zepho went at their head, and they made war with Tubal. Notice he is no longer attached to the Yah of Yassereth. No longer have a mind even that way. He's another people already. That's the third generation of Esau. They made war with Tubal and the islands, and they subdued them, and they returned from the battle. They renewed his government for him, and they built for him a very large palace for his royal habitation and seat, and they made a large throne for him. And Zepho reigned over the whole land of Chittim, over the land of what?
Italy.
Italia. 50 years, the big split.
Yeah.
The big split. Esau would become another completely different nation by absorbing these different peoples into his bloodline, completely ousting his heritage until it's completely gone. And now Esau became Edomites, but we also have to understand they became Italians.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boom.
Yes, boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
So when Constantine went over there to Italy, who was Constantine? Is he?
Constantine was the emperor of Rome. So that's coming. That's later.
Okay.
This is a little ahead of that.
Okay.
They're not a people yet to rule, because right now the Moors and some of our people ruling in those lands right now at this time, but not. Uh, uh, there was no place they called Italy. These are the bloodline. This is how they became what they became. So they're mixed with Esau's blood, but Esau's blood got thinned out to zero. Because once you get down to 3 and 4 generations, you're a different people. You're a whole different culture and look and everything. That's why he says 5 generations. The curse stays on you for 5 generations. By the time 5th generation, ain't none of your generation. If you mix those generations that time, you ain't none of you left that started.
But it better not be black. 1 ounce of black got you. Hello.
No, that was a lie. No.
Yes, you said no. 1 ounce of black got you. Hello, you doomed.
That was a lie they told.
Well, that's what they told.
We don't believe them lies no more. They was liars.
Yeah, they put that on us. Yeah.
That was just a fluke of a bad imagination. That was a fluke.
They put that on us.
All right, open up the board. Let's talk about these stories. What you're learning from them. What do you understand about this world? And when you read about those stories, he's telling you how Esau thinks. He's telling you how the Edomites think. He's telling you what the Caucasoid, where they come from, why they think. And remember, he didn't mention that cave with that thing in it for no reason. Y'all don't put things in there just for your entertainment.
That cave would have meant something.
Mixture. Yes.
I was just saying, I just think he wants us to be aware of our enemies and our surroundings at all times, and not just physically, but spiritually as well.
And he wants to know how this other nation came about, the one that's our enemy today. How these people got a hold of it. You're going to find the whole stories written out. How these people came to be what they are today, and why they got to go. Because there's an animal mix here as well.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
It ain't telling you everything.
That's right.
But you got enough to know inside you there was some mixing with animals as well. Mm-hmm. That's why they try to push Neanderthals way back millions of years ago. That's not true. In fact, was it the Ishmaelites or the other one? Anyway, ran across the troglodytes when Joseph was a boy. They had troglodytes living in caves then. Mm-hmm. And I believe this is what he ran into. And people were scared to go through there. That's why they would go all the way around a long way. But they said they were trying to get away in case they wanted Joseph back. So they took a shortcut through the troglodyte land.
Mm-hmm. So they added that part about him going into the cave and slewing the 2-part, creature so that they can honor him. Because I'm trying to figure out why would they add that particular part.
I don't think so. I think it was a true story, and I think that the reason why it's in here is they said y'all want us to know these people aren't all human.
Right. Mm-hmm. So would you think he was related to them?
Who? Zephyr?
Yeah.
Zephyr was 3rd generation from Esau. I don't know if he at that point was, but that means there was some type of assimilation. There's some kind of mixture. There's something went on besides him just walked in on that cave.
Right.
They knew those people. And now remember, here's the thing that's contradicting. They had a stone in front of that cave.
Mm-hmm. And he lost an
animal. How could an animal get through the rock to get into the cave in the first place to get eaten up? So that's strange. And then remember, he said it was animalistic, but it was a man. And he's been doing this for a while. He's been eating up the people's cattle.
There's nothing to play with.
Yeah, but this was a part man. Yeah, I know what you mean. And he had him by the horns. And he said it was eating from the center up. Yeah. He was very strong.
Yes, he was.
So there's something living in that cave that resembled a man, but wasn't quite a man. He was part animal, some kind of vicious animal, strong animal. It took more than one sword to kill him. Mm-hmm. Now, he was roaming around there eating other people's stuff.
He had a reputation, all right.
And the thing about that is they were afraid of him,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know what might have transpired. I'm not going to try to just say I know for sure, but I do know that there is the RH negative, and they say it's from angels, and I know Nephilim were half angel or from the heavens, and part human,
Mm-hmm.
and there will be giants not only before the flood but after the flood. In fact, they even said in I think it was Iraq, they saw this man in a cave. Remember, if you can look it up on YouTube, and that he was a giant, and he killed some soldiers, American soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, if it wasn't for copyright, I'd put it up now. You can go in there and find it. I think it's there on YouTube. Um,
Donna said they took that giant's DNA and the military is working with it.
yeah.
Mm.
So when you see the viciousness of some of these people, they don't have a soul to do the things that they've done to humanity for all these years. And we always used to ask ourselves, what's wrong with them? A human being don't do these things in the you'll find one or two basket cases in all races. Yes, you do, but I'm talking about an overall the torture, the maiming, uh, uh, Leopold chopping off our people's hands in the rubber industry, Belgium emperor, and in the Congo, and you find how the only beasts can do things like that.
That's it.
What person could pick up a knife and chop a child's hand off?
Oh, who could eat a
How can
cow?
who can eat a whole cow? And they love raw
That's a
meat.
big piece of meat.
They love blood.
Yeah.
Y'all told us not to abstain, don't eat any blood.
Right.
There's a reason.
No.
Life is in the blood.
That's what he was
Right.
doing.
And then you get more bestiality in you. Now you want to go have sex with beasts. You want to eat beast blood. You want to drink blood.
It's rampant around here. These dogs.
Oh, it's rampant
I've never
everywhere.
seen so many dogs in my life. In
You
San
hear
Diego.
that?
We probably got more dogs in the whole San Diego. More dogs here than in the whole entire United
Yeah.
States.
And they sleep with them dogs, and they ain't just
They
sleeping
do.
there to keep them warm.
That's right. You be seeing dogs so big. I'm like, why would this woman need this dog to be standing up the same size she is? This don't make no sense.
No, it don't. A lot of that's going on. In fact, well, they're making it out with horses, so you know it's a dog. What's a dog?
That's right.
Yeah, man was a horse ejaculated him and blew everything he had inside of him out.
We witnessed it at the beach one day, and the man, when he was done, he went like this, and I was just like, I couldn't believe what I was watching. It was just horrible.
Oh my!
Jeez, at the beach.
This is so. Now you tell me that they're human,
They are not human.
and like that young beautiful girl who was dating one of them, and he just beat her to death and didn't know why he did it. Because they're animals.
Yeah.
I keep trying to tell her, say that to Donna all the time. I said, these people are animals. Just look
They
at
really
them.
are, and they'll tell you that themselves. They come from Neanderthal.
They are
How
animals.
much blood is that? Some of them got more than they telling.
They are animals.
And these Neanderthals, troglodytes, whatever, it's in scripture, troglodytes.
Mm.
You're running. We're gonna be reading about them. We've read about them. No, it's in there. It's not in this book. It's in one of them. I don't know if it's in Jubilees. I'll find it. Honey, please.
Mother, Brother Marino's hand has been up for a while.
Okay, I didn't see you, son. Go ahead, dear.
Yeah, what I wanted to ask is, because what I see is that how they've been removing these books. It's as if they've been trying to hide, how do you say it, prevent that you
Mm-hmm.
can trace back the lineage, as if they were scared, like eventually these people will be able to track back their lineage, who these people really are connected to, if that makes sense. what I'm saying.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
There's two things they want to hide: where they come from, and where we come from.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
right.
And they know.
yeah, they do.
Double deception.
That's why they don't put restraint on police officers. Of all the murders that they do every day, they don't constrain them. The unions protect them, and the powers that be protect them because they're doing their will. That's why Biden ain't saying nothing. Biden is on a leash, honey. All these leaders on leashes, or they wouldn't be where they are. They all have to make a cult pact before they can even go so far in government or anything, entertainment or anything else that takes you to a high level in this world and pays you good money in this world. You have to go through demonic levels. You have to be tested. Your family members got to give somebody gonna give up their life for you to
Then
be
they got to
successful.
work till they die. I mean, they just
Yeah,
never
they are commodity. They're no longer human.
right.
They're commodity. These
Feed the
models and
beast till
stairs.
they die.
Why do you think our people get so rich and never build one school or university for us?
Mm.
They don't come back to the
They
community.
can't. That's part of the pact.
Mm, mm.
That's just enough to let you say, look, see what you could do if you could just, work a little harder, blah, 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 blah. That's a lie.
Strive to be like that.
That is
That's a lie.
Mm.
You're just lazy. Everything they got, our people saw to it that they got that through their labor and through their hard work and through the slavery. They don't have nothing. If they talk about go home, if all of us decided to leave here, the next day this place would be over. It would be done.
Pay up.
Over.
Pay up
The day we
before
left, it would be
it
over.
will break them.
It'll break them for sure.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Just
you
like
little
they did
insignificant people, go back where you come from.
We
Oh, I wish we could right now. I'd pack right now.
You will be both.
But you know what I
We
tell
did
them? We didn't bring ourselves here, and I ain't taking myself home. Give me some.
There you go.
Hello, we did Egypt in. Before we left Egypt, we had a whole bag of money. Hello, somebody.
Mm.
If we leave here, give me a bag of money. Hello, somebody.
You're gonna give me more than a bag.
right.
You're gonna give me a truckload. I ain't thinking about you. All the suffering our little children had to go through with these pedophiles and rapists, and they didn't have no rights. Making them children oral sex them and stuff. Y'all have no clue out there talking about, oh, slavery wasn't so bad. You worked no. You have some sick people in your race. Very sick people. Very demonic thinkers. Love to see people tortured. Love to put a man on blood. Love to put a man on a pile of sticks and set him on fire while he's living. You love to
tar and feather. That's what that was, tar and feather.
You love to put a man on a tree and castrate him. You love to hang. You love to rape children. You love that. You love it.
That's it.
You love it.
Out of me, everything.
That's it.
That's what.
Pay. You will pay.
You're paying now. It's gonna get worse every day. The only reason you ain't got stomped out today is because we here. Brother, who had a Sister Sarah and Brother Anthony? Brother Anthony, keep up with me, please, Sister Leslie.
Yeah.
Brother Anthony, go ahead. And then Sister Sarah.
Hallelujah.
I just want to say two things. Number one, as you were talking about how women must have been very beautiful back in that day to do what they were doing to fight over them, because
you can't be that beautiful.
It happened with the Greeks and the Trojans too over Helen, and Helen was married to a king. So that was just really raunchy what they did to steal her from her husband and had a big war over that. The other thing is about what white man does. Back in the day, Sears was called Sears and Roebucks. Sears was the white man. Roebucks was one of us. And it turned out that they bought him out. And Roebuck's name came off the Sears and Roebuck title on the store. But as you see now, Sears is gone because y'all don't play that.
Yeah.
Sears
Hello.
is shut down.
Good.
SEIR.
Used to be Sears and Roebucks. Roebucks is a black man.
Well, don't forget Kentucky Fried Chicken. That wasn't no white, bearded, old, stanky looking man. It was a black man's recipe. It was one of our people's recipe. It probably was a Yehudi too.
It was a black woman's recipe.
And what about Jack Daniels? That folks don't know how to do nothing.
Not JD.
Okay. Nothing.
Alcohol.
Yep.
They create
Slaves was
nothing.
creating all of
They
that.
take. They take.
Creating.
That's the story that we read, Brother Anthony, before. He's talking about how they take,
Yeah.
how they
So
kill for this menial things to us, but to them, that's something that kill your sons and daughters over.
that's right. Yep.
That's telling you. And the cave is, you got to see what y'all is telling us about Edom.
Yes, yes, yes.
That's what you got to see. They're animals. They have this RH blood in them. It shows you they got Neanderthal blood in them. They got wolf blood in them, and there's a rhesus monkey in them. They're animals as a whole. They're animals, and they run this world like animals. The animals poop on your lawn. If you don't go get it up, you can get a ticket. Well, they've been pooping in the ocean. They've been throwing all kinds of plastic containers in the oven. They'll put it in there too. But anyway, they're crashing earth. And then you'll see them doing all these wonderful little nature. Well, we would save the elephants and save the lions. Who been killing them? Well, you know, the poachers.
Polar bears.
Who the poachers work for?
Right.
And the people's land ought to be able to go in there and hunt and eat if they want to.
That's right.
Who are you to walk over there and say who they can't kill to eat? It's the poachers that you send over there that's taking the animals down. It's you, Edomites. It's you, Caucasoid Neanderthals. It's you.
Incredulous crustaceans.
Okay.
And then they try to make it look like it's us.
Yep.
I see.
Yeah.
And Sister Sarah's hand is up.
Sister Sarah.
I was just thinking, like, going through the lesson when you first came out, you was telling us, well, you were showing us how we are being called to be prepared, and equipped in sin. And I looked up the word degenerately deified, showing that this is the attitude and the mindset of man, not only back in the past of our ancestral times, but it's just coming today. It's still the same, because they're still in wars. They still want to kill. Everything they want to do is still is going back into the past, bringing it to the future. Nothing has changed.
That's what God's telling you in the scriptures.
Right.
He's telling you how to locate and identify these folks.
Exactly. And I was reading in Jeremiah too, chapter 31, where Yah is telling us that there is a new day coming. All this stuff is going to be gone, because identifying with Jana in that soil of poison of Chittim where she was, and how the king made new soil for her, bought new waters in for her to live. You know,
what about the poor land? What did they get?
Nothing.
That's what they do today. That's what
they're doing today. They're doing the same thing, just changing things around to fit them. And so it's like it's the same thing going on and on. But he's letting us know,
stay away.
I'm bringing the end to this. We're still in it, but I'm bringing the end. I'm used to healing Yasharel, but these people, nothing for them.
And he's telling you their wars are frivolous. Don't join them. He's telling you why they fighting over there in Ukraine for. Anybody know?
No, because it's dangerous. It's poison to you, Yasharel.
Us.
You understand? Well, the reason they're fighting, they got their reasons, but I guarantee you, if you sit there and look at it on paper, you say, "Well, you can't have all these people killed for that." You know, and that's their trait. And I believe it's not a coincidence that we happen to land right here during this Ukrainian war, to show you in real time, right now, what's happening in this world, what this war is about. It's about selfish reasons of those that are in charge, those in charge of the earth's governments, and why nobody's going over there to help them. Why is nobody going over there to help them? Because they're doing the will. Russia's doing the will of his father, the devil. Yah's using it for his good. See, people don't realize Yah will let the devil out of the cage, but he will control how much damage he does. And there's a purpose for it. Mm-hmm. Right now, he's showing you his wonders. He wants you to see and understand. Stay with me, these folks. They're crazy. They are suffering from psychosis.
And that's a bad
They
disease.
believe something that isn't true so
That's a
much
bad
they build
disease.
their whole life on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to destroy them. I had somebody, a caucasoid, write me. She said, I want to come join up with you all. And she said, would you teach on this and that? And I'm glad you all are finding out. I could read through her left and right. I said, you want to join up with us? I'd like to talk to you face to face. Because see, I'm looking for the spirit of repentance. And I knew she didn't have it come to already telling me what to teach. Y'all can't get over telling us what to do, huh?
That's them.
You don't tell me
Hello,
what to teach.
somebody. That's them.
You ought to come humble and say, here I am.
That's them.
You know, but no. And she never got back to me. I said, no, I'll meet you on a Zoom meeting and we'll talk face to face. Ain't heard from her no more. I said, we're open arm, but I want to know that you are truly, your heart is sold out to y'all. We don't need you here. You need us. We don't need you. Oh, look what all the governmental handouts we give you. You get more handouts per capita than anybody else in this whole world. You hear what I'm saying? We already know your statistics. You can lie all you want to about us, but we are very hardworking people. We are good people, basically. And we always got a few loonies too, but nothing compared to you. You'll shoot a pregnant woman in the back 5 times.
This whole country is a handout to them.
Hey, they had it. They stuck their hand in over here and took everything they could, and they still taking.
That's right.
And now are they taking? They done sold off so much of it to China and different other countries around the world. I don't know how much they own, and England still own her part.
And now
She got old Queenie. She's still around somewhere.
Yes,
She crawl off under a rock every now and then.
And now they fighting to still kill their children.
They still drinking blood and acting a fool.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all gonna take them out. Yeah. And all you coon preachers and coon bishops and coons and coon Looney Tunes, all of y'all coming down. The ship is sinking. Did you know you're on the Titanic? And you're coming down. Your payoff days is wrapping up. There ain't gonna be nothing to pay you with. Y'all is making sure your economy sinks like the Titanic.
Down.
All you false preachers of make believe. You should have just went on and joined Disney in movies instead of trying to preach y'all's word. Why didn't you just go on and join Disneyland? Disneyland. Dark, dirty, low down Disneyland. Yes, I said it. Low down, full of lies that they tell our children. Full of talk about witchcraft. They promote witchcraft in their movies. Stop taking your children to those places.
Amen. Preach it.
They're all doing all kind of voodoo. Talking about us doing voodoo. You do voodoo and all the other two. Add to it.
Harry Potter.
All of it.
That's full of it.
All of it.
Yes.
It's demonic.
That's right. Yes.
To get into the soul of a person and wreck them.
Full of it.
You're so smart, but this earth and everything in it is falling off a cliff. And you taking your big nasty foot and shoving it some more. Because you ain't got sense enough to stop what's going on. You started this war, honey. Now you gonna pay the price.
Well, praise God.
And y'all is showing his people how they think, how you think, Chittum, Italia. He's telling us how you think.
Yes.
And we know you now. We're not bribed. We're not in ignorance any longer. Mm-hmm. But you are in ignorance because you really do think you're better than we are. But you don't know you're going to bow at our feet. You don't know that, but it's coming. And it's coming soon, and you know it. There's something in your gut that's telling you that. And you better listen to your gut because you sure ain't been listening to no brain.
Come on now.
Preach it.
You're on your way out.
Yes.
Don't take time to pack. Just get out. There ain't nothing you got in your luggage belong to you, including the luggage itself.
Well.
Drop it all. You ain't got nothing. Get naked and run. Oh, y'all gonna see you naked, honey. You think I'm just talking? I don't just be talking.
Well, praise y'all.
You watch. Let them naked now running. I've seen them naked and running. Where your clothes at? Now not one thread belongs to you. And yet you got all these mansions and cars and big lip as far not beautiful big lips, but big lip as far as your mouth is running.
Well, we're plentiful people. That's us.
Well, it's not only we plentiful. We're gonna be plentiful for sure enough. But
Yes,
we are seeing your demise.
Yes. Definitely.
And we're enjoying it.
Yes.
We're seeing your house underwater and we're smiling. We're seeing them on fire and we love it. Oh yeah. It's your turn now. Our curse is over. Yours has just begun.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good time.
Big time.
That's what you told us to do. You told us to sing and be happy on the plantation. Oh, come on, little colored girl and boy. Come on. Honey, stop doing that.
Pull yourself up by your
My ear.
bootstraps.
My husband.
Hey, pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
Yeah, do that. Do that.
Oh, Pop, you something else.
Like a wash machine's
That's what
going on here.
They said pull yourself up by your own bootstrap. They meant that.
I'm going to beat him up.
He's still doing it.
All right.
And so,
Mama, you can't hide nothing, can you?
I don't really try. I'm a very translucent person.
I know. I love it.
I don't have nothing to hide. My husband know what I'm doing. He know better. He's acting up.
it's all in the game
I told you he's
of love.
spoiled. Nobody believes me.
I see it. I see it.
And please know that. And he don't pay me no attention. He's still going to do what he going to do.
I know, right?
It's
One
all
day
in
you're
the
going to
game.
jump. One day you're going to just jump.
It's all in the game of love.
That's right. I love it. I love it. But I have one more thing to say.
It's all in the game of love.
That's right.
That's what it is.
So on the gematria of it all,
All right, say that again. I didn't see it.
I added up the ages of
Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah.
Zebulon, Joseph, and Jacob, and it
Yeah.
came up to 437. And so when you add those numbers, it comes up to 14, and then that means 7 plus 7. And I was just like,
Oh.
so I like to play with numbers.
I like that 7 stuff.
Yeah.
I love 7, that Yah's perfected number. I love that. It shows perfection. It shows he does everything well.
Perfection.
Everything, nothing left out, nothing left over.
Left out.
Oh, I love it. I love this conversation. I'm having a good time with it.
Me too.
I didn't, to know who. Why do you think it was so important to keep your identity from you? Can you see now why? But see, y'all couldn't let us really understand who we were until that 400 years had completed. Because you'd have had all this knowledge and you couldn't move forward with it.
Where are you going with it?
But now, soon as it was over, you can know that this is the hand of the Most High.
Hallelujah.
As soon as we came across that threshold, all this knowledge started. Remember, I put that in the song. All these promises start falling like rain. All this revelation and understanding not only who we are, but understanding how our Abba thinks about what is not only on this earth, but what's coming on this earth. To understand his mind is to be like him. To not understand him, you can't be like him. You cannot be like him if you don't even know him. It's a facade. It's pretense. You can't do it. We learned about him. We learned of him. We learned to trust, in a sense, him from a place that we had of faith. But now we are in him. Truly in him, because we have his mind. The only way you can be in him is to have his mind. You can't be in Yah and don't have his mind, then you ain't in him. How can you be in Yah and don't have his mind? How can he be in you, really, truly, and you don't have his mind? You got your same old sloppy mind you always had all your life. That don't sound right. Something's wrong with that picture. That's why you're mesmerized, because something has moved in the heavenly. Something has shifted.
Yes.
With revelation comes change.
Hallelujah.
Sobriety. You're not the same person when you understand, when you not just hear the revelation, but when you receive that revelation. When now your whole life is turned around in a different facet, like a diamond. It has many facets. It's a new facet you found. And now it's going to also be a part of Yah's will and work in your life to change how you think and feel about things, so you can actually think more like him than ever before.
Wow, that was profound. Because remember I told you we are diamonds. We are diamonds, and so because
Yes.
we are diamonds, we
Yes.
have many facets.
And there's more to come.
Hallelujah.
Y'all don't run out of revelation.
We don't.
His name is Revelation.
Mm-hmm.
See? So you got
Hallelujah.
more that he wants to give you because he wants you to be all that in this day. He wants you to be those lighthouses.
The revealer of all things.
Yes, he is. And anything done in secret, he telling on them. He telling the left. It's being scraped up, dug up, thrown up. And nobody keeping no secrets no more. Everything. That's why I said you might as well be transparent. It's coming up anyway.
Oh, come on now.
It's coming to the surface anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
don't try to hold back nothing. Just go and let it out. Just hey, that's just the way it was then. But I've changed. When I came back after backsliding years ago, I thought that was what they called it. I was telling them everything. And people would say, "Shh, girl, you're not supposed to be telling your business." I said, "No, because you know what'll happen if I don't tell it. There'll be somebody one day come through the doors of that church and want to tell it all. Well, you know what? I beat them to it.
Hallelujah.
I beat them to it, honey. They ain't gonna dig up nothing. I done dug it up and threw it up and threw it out and turned my back.
And can't
Turn
nobody
my
tell
back
your
on it.
story better than you.
Well,
They can't
That's
tell it
right.
better than I can tell it, honey.
That's right.
So nobody could come in and say, "Oh no, she did this and she did not." Oh, we know that. Tell us something different. We don't know. She told us all that. Well, then she did this.
Like you just being messy.
I would say I'm an ex crackhead. My kids would be like, "What, mom? You was
That's right. They
you
tell them everything.
was what? Oh, you always here? You didn't know?"
Yeah. Well, same thing happened to me. Same. I wouldn't. I didn't. Hey, I was one of the sophisticated ones.
Oh,
I picked and chose when I was going to do it, and I made sure that my children sleep at night, and then I would do that at night. Nobody knew it until my daughter cried. She said, "I had," and I had a friend of mine. She just cried. She said, "I didn't know you was going through nothing like that." I said, "No, you didn't. I didn't want you to know."
that's right.
And I did tell the fellow I was dating at that time, "I won't be doing this much longer." I prophesied my own out. I said, "My father didn't bring me this earth to be no snorter of no cocaine."
Mm-hmm.
I said, wasn't born for that. I was born for something better than this.
Hallelujah.
And I just see them demons in them. I said, "You know what? You need to stop smoking this stuff because I see the demons in you." And then I also, but I saw demons on me, but they never were in me. That was a very strange thing. I could see them in him, but they never got in me. My father, even at that point, would not allow that.
Yeah.
But I would see them as aggravants outside of me, but never on the inside. Never got there. So when it was time to quit, my father gave me the how to quit, and he told me all the steps to do, and I did them faithfully. And you know what? There was nothing else to do after I had done everything, and that was it. He never told me to stop smoking it. He just said, "Go to church." That's what he told me. "I want you to be around the positive influence of my people."
He told me to get rid of him, and I got rid of him, and that was it. I never did it again because it was like a ritual for me.
Yeah, well, for me, it wasn't a ritual.
Yeah, it was.
For me, I was very sad and very disappointed in life, and I didn't care about me, and y'all knew that's what it was. And so when he told me that, he said, "Never go out and buy any yourself again," and I didn't ever do that. And with then the boyfriend I was with that was going out to get it I would get angry at him because sometimes he said, "I ain't going today," and I said, "What?" And I knew I'd promised. That was my test, and I wouldn't go. Then the last time was we broke up. That was my last. That was the last link, and that was the end of the whole thing. Now y'all deals with each one differently, but there was something I had to go through because of what I do today. He was building me up to talk to nations, to talk to people with problems, to talk to people that have been injured in so many. I can tell you so many different places I've been injured. It would shock you. I'm not going to go through it all of in one day. But what he showed me was he brought me out of every single one of them. And he will bring you out there who are listening to YouTube and listen to this program. I don't care what you're in. It doesn't matter how low down it looks. It's nothing that he cannot come along and break from you, off from you, and give you a new life in him. You will never have a new life outside of him. Number one, never get that thought. Well, if I could just get some money, or if I could just get somebody to talk to, if I could just get married, if I could just no. If you could just let him call you and you respond and live for him. That's where my joy is. As much as I love this man, my joy is because of Yah. Because you can be married and miserable.
Hallelujah.
You can be single and happy or miserable. Mm-hmm. You can be married, both are the same. It's him that brings brother Waiters and I joy.
Amen.
He's why we wake up and smile and don't mind getting these little bodies up and start warming up as we go through the day and deal with what things that we have to deal with, because we know there's a greater day coming.
Hallelujah.
And there's a greater one that we can serve with all of our hearts and not worry about him snitching on us, banging us across the head, shooting us, lying on us and carrying on. He is faithful. He is just. And he is righteous. And it makes me happy that he loves me.
Hallelujah.
And it makes me happy that he loves you. I'm happy that he loves you. That brings me joy too. That I can see him exercising that love to you is a privilege. A privilege.
Hallelujah.
And so that's where we never get tired of him. He never tires of us. We never get tired of one another. It's always more added to us daily. Added to our personality, our thinking. Added even to our finances even. Added. He doesn't take from us. He gives us. The only time he takes something from you is because something you're doing with it, you're mistreating it, or he can see it's taking you down.
Well,
then he'll retrieve it till you can get some lessons learned. But he said it is his pleasure to give you the kingdom, and that he will withhold no good thing from you. No good thing. And when you really believe that, when something's taken from you, you understand where he's coming from, and you fine with me, because I know you know best, Abba. Mm-hmm. And you'll make a new woman and a new man out of you. And you stop feeling sorry for yourself. You stop looking for faults in others. And you just love him. Now, brother Waiters, I'm going to pinch you again if you don't stop.
I want to inject something. If you're looking at us today, right now, even as I speak, this is a miracle situation going on right here.
Yeah.
Right here now. Four corners of the world, we're being heard and seen. Now, where would you find that any other place? Who could do this? Only Yahusha. Hello, somebody. He put us. We are on the four corners of the world. And this never was done before with us. They always had us on the back burner. Hello, somebody. Yes.
Yes, that's right.
Hello. They had us on the back burner.
Well, I always said we were Cinderellas on.
But now
we were down there because we were the prettiest of all of them.
now we're the front runner. We're the last. Now we're the first. We used to be the last. Now we're the first. Hello, somebody.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Flip back again.
I'm happy and excited about it, because when I think about, whoa, where I've been, he brought me from every dangerous thing that I was involved in. He took care of me. He protected me. And I didn't know it. But now I know it. And he's blessing me, and I'm loving every minute of it. And I'm enjoying it. Hallelujah. And we're miracle people right here today doing what we're doing.
Yes, you are.
This was a death center. This was a death center to people doing what we're doing years ago. You couldn't do this.
Couldn't even read.
You couldn't read. You couldn't go into places where we going into and look at us. We're in living color. Hallelujah.
Joy is our strength.
Talking about a miracle.
Yeah.
This is a miracle.
That's what you are.
And y'all is blessed.
Just
Yes.
to piggyback on what you said, when the virus came and everybody had to be shut in, this Zoom technology has always been here. Yeah.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Now Zoom making all kind of money.
Oh, yeah.
It's all because
I think you have to turn your mic off, Renee, because it's I can't. It's
In the back,
that. Yeah,
you're shutting off.
yeah. Go ahead, dear. Go ahead, Joanne.
Would it please Yah, this technology that we're using, he says, you're going to use that to get my word all over this planet.
Hallelujah.
So we say,
Hallelujah.
Waiter, before it was unimaginable that we'd be able to do this. But when it pleased Yah, he made it possible for his people to do exactly what's happening right now. So we can trust him to know this time live. According to what
You're cutting out, sister.
That's Satan up in here.
what did you say?
Rebuke him.
You
No,
can't hear me?
I muted myself too because it was interference from here as well. So that's why you couldn't hear me. I've taken it back off now. Okay, but I didn't want to be on my mic because I think I was interfering as well. So that's why I'm okay now. I'm back.
Well, we didn't hear what Sister Joanne said.
Yeah, go back now and said I will take my mute. I'm going to mute myself, but
I don't think you should, because when you mute yourself, that's when she breaks up. So you probably stay on with it.
All right, go ahead, Joanne. I'll stay. Just, honey, I'm trying to get my.
I just wanted to say that I agreed with Elder Waiters. This format that we're on, when it pleased Yah, we're able to use it. It came about through this COVID-19. It was a curse for some, but a blessing for his children.
Yes.
That's all.
Hallelujah.
Thank
Careful
you.
with
Oh,
that
yes.
word, because they'll strike the channel with that. We can't say
Yeah,
that
I gotta
word.
say CV.
Yeah, C19.
I think it's I think it's mostly hopefully with the host.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But I agree with you. It's something to say this is freedom in America and freedom of speech.
That's a
You
blessing.
see what the lie is? Ain't a blessing, it's a lie.
Well, we can go all over the world saying what we're saying right now.
That's what you
That's
think.
a blessing.
Unless y'all seen you,
Well,
could
that's
be,
it.
you
He's
could be
sending us.
We doing
smoked out.
it now.
He's sending us.
I believe we are. Well, we're in Africa. I've had people write me from Africa
Sure.
In Arabia?
Arabia.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people are listening. They just don't comment too much. Maybe there's a reason for that.
But it's out there. They're hearing it. As I said when we first meeting, the message that's being recorded that's on YouTube, a lot of people are listening to you, Mother, and to us as a family, and they're learning.
That's what this is about.
That's it.
I pray that it draws them to, the knowledge will draw them to, well, I'll put it this way. He doesn't do anything in vain. So that means that people are really hearing it and changing. Because if you're changing, someone else is changing too.
Can anyone in here speak Arabic? He gave me a message on my phone from Arabic, from Arabia. And I don't speak Arabic. Maybe somebody will translate it.
Well, you can copy and paste it into Google.
Go to your translate.
Yeah, translate.
I told him it wasn't about anything.
Okay.
But they talking to us in Arabic.
Well, they do that because
this has never been done before.
No, it has been done.
We did never done this.
You just didn't know.
We didn't go that route. We doing it now. This is us. Hello, somebody.
No.
We're the only one that can speak now because we're the ones doing it.
We're not the only ones.
To me, we're the first. Hallelujah, somebody.
We're the only teachers. They can't teach us nothing.
You got that part right.
We working it, and it's opportunities to let them know who we are through Ahusha. Hello, somebody. And he lived, and we live because of him. And they've been taking that from us. They took it from us, rather, and didn't give it to us, and now we got it back. Let's use it and don't lose. Hallelujah.
We got it back. We got it back.
Now I'm talking to you. Hallelujah. We use it and don't bruise it. Thank you. Hallelujah.
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 God is faithful. God is faithful to his word. the word was inspired by Yah into men who he caused to write it.
That's right.
And for all and for those who he would have understanding, that same spirit has to reveal and open it up to you. When he said in Joel that he would pour out, it is an appointed time, but he's always had a remnant.
Yes.
A remnant simply says that it's the residue, if you will. You drink water, you do something in a pot, you boil the water out, you'll see a rim around. That's residue, a ring.
Yes.
That's remnant. So it means not many, but Yah had an appointed time. And I'm talking about those who he knows who are his.
Hallelujah.
Not those the oracles of misinformation. Just like reading now in the book of Jasher, we looked at 59, for example. We saw lineage there.
Yes.
And then after we saw lineage, we saw times, and we reflected in our minds, okay, I read a scripture in Genesis, and I read another scripture over here, and these people have been putting on this movie about the 10 Commandments in 400 years.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with that picture.
Come on.
Only Yah could do that in you. There's something wrong with it. It don't add up. It don't line up.
No, it don't.
It don't line up with. And so these are it's all part of Yah working on those who are his. You didn't come to that by accident.
Right.
Oh no.
It's because he drawed you there. It's about him. It's never been about us.
Come on.
But he's faithful to his promise that he made to Abraham.
Come on.
That he made to Isaac and he made to Jacob.
Yes, he did.
That's who he made it with. He didn't make it with nobody else.
No, he didn't.
It's different. It's different. A promise is different from law.
Yes. Yes.
There's two. There's, law says you have to do something. Promises, that's Yah. This is what I will do.
Come on.
And you have nothing to do with it. So as we read through, like 59, then the story in 60 that talks about the elements of carnality, if you will.
Yes.
And then the beginning of enslavement, that was in 61. Yah just opened it up to you. So I'm really grateful that Yah causes us together and sit down and he revealed things to us. As he said in his word, you will lead and guide in all truth by his set apart spirit. And so I'm grateful. And those who are on the listening worldwide, if you are for him, you'll know.
You sure
because
will.
you'll be in agreement.
Y'all show me a picture in my mind of his throne, and we're his children sitting around his feet all around the throne. And he's telling us these stories here to teach us how we're going to rule, how we're going, we the children of the king have to learn to rule, have to be taught. And then we go into our teachers and our people that are given to us to instruct us to be prepared for rule. It's not so much ministry like they put in Ephesians 4. He gives us gifts of people in different positions that we might be prepared to exalted to a degree, to let us know that we are the king's children, that we have to be raised up in a different way than other people. We have to be raised up to rule.
Hallelujah.
That's why he has to get our minds cleared of ourselves, because we have duties to learn and perform. And we sit in heavenly places right now.
Hallelujah.
And why? Just to be sitting around doing nothing? No, for instruction.
Hallelujah.
For instruction. Yes, we're getting it now, but it's for later. It's for the future. And I believe that this is the way I see it. The more you become like him, the brighter you're going to shine in the new kingdom. The brighter you're going to shine. And I don't do that from a selfish place. Oh, I want my light to be so bright that nobody be able to look at me. I said, no, 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 no. It's not about that at all. It's not about you. It's about the glory you're going to emanate for the Father, for the Abba.
Hallelujah.
It's going to be the glory that comes, a pure spirit that's going to come from you because of the work He did in you today that you can't even see.
Hallelujah.
But one day you will, and you realize the value, the exquisiteness of His work in you, and why you cried all them tears you cried, why you couldn't seem to get your way when you wanted it, and why they didn't want to be around you, why you felt so lonely. All of that was making you into the diamonds that you are becoming.
Hallelujah.
It doesn't start off that way. You're just a piece of coal, and I don't think it's any accident that it's black coal.
It's carbon.
Under pressure.
Carbon.
Yes.
Right.
Under
Oh,
heat.
yeah.
He said
Yes.
he said you shall be tried by fire,
Bob.
That's right.
and you shall come out as pure
That's right.
Oh,
gold.
Hallelujah.
If you ain't got fire in your life, honey, you ain't being made. You're sitting on the side with nothing to do and rolling your thumbs. That ain't the way it is. Because the more He puts in you, then He'll allow tests to test it.
hallelujah.
He'll
Hallelujah.
put things in you and then He will allow it to be tested. He said, everything you bring to me will be tried or tested by fire.
In the fight.
What you bring to me.
In
All
the
right,
fight.
so now you've grown a few feet. All right, there's a test coming.
Yes, it is.
And to see what manner of gifts you have retained. Is it stubble? Is it wood? Is it hay? Or is it gold? What is it? And then we test it and see what it is. And if there's some more that needs to be done, he allows us to go through some more things until it comes up to where it's something we've passed. Something now we can move on to the next thing.
Hallelujah.
And then the next thing. Remember, the higher you go in knowledge, the bigger the demon that's want to test you. They don't want to lose their spot. But their spot has been lost already. It's already lost. And now Yah says, come on up hither, children. Come on up hither.
Definitely bring me on in.
Yeah, you've been what? You've been faithful over a few things. I'm going to make you a ruler.
Come on now.
He didn't say,
Hallelujah.
he said, I'll make you a ruler.
Come on up here.
Over many things.
Yes, yes.
And that's exactly what you're being trained to do.
Yeah. May I want to read one verse from Matthew 19 and 30.
All right.
But many that are first shall be last.
Yeah.
I want you to get this. And don't let anybody take it from you. And the last shall be first. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, thank y'all for bringing me thus far.
Thank you, Father.
Did you hear what I'm saying? He brought us thus far. Now we are the first in the spectrum.
Yeah.
We're not the last anymore. And thanks be to Yah, we are here. That's what I'm talking about. It's a reality of we being miracle peoples right now, not tomorrow, but today, right here and now.
Yes.
Broadcast all over the world, talking about Ahusha. Hallelujah.
All over the world.
the four corners of the world, of the earth, we're talking about Ahusha. And that's happening now.
You own it. You own it.
Hallelujah. Not
this
tomorrow,
earth
but
was
today.
put here
right
for you. You own it. Your Father said He's going to give you a new heaven. This earth, it belongs to Him, so it means it belongs to you even now.
That's it.
But we're going to come into the actual ownership when Yahusha stands and He says, "Hey, here's the bill of goods."
Hallelujah.
All right, children.
New heaven, a new earth. Yes, it is.
It's over. It's over. The old wicked witch of the whatever is dead.
Preach it.
Oh, the wicked witch is dead. And all the witches and all the little witches, they'll be gone.
The wicked witch.
Yeah.
Hello.
I really know that a lot of the things they've copied from us from the beginning. We are the people.
They stole.
Let me say that really good and clear. We are the people.
Amen.
And I love that song by the Winans. We are the people that could do it. Well, we are the people that did it.
Yes.
Through Yah, we have done it. we have got the victory.
Yes, it is.
We have got the victory. But the total
Hallelujah.
victory is coming when he
Coming
sets
when
up
he
his
says-
kingdom on this earth.
Yes.
That's going to be the total.
Well-
Totalitarianism of it.
Hallelujah.
I'll put it that way. All in total.
Hallelujah.
So I'm going to, if no one else has their hand up or anything,
I did. You know, I always got something to say, Mother.
that's all right, dear daughter. You go ahead and talk.
So when I was 14, I walked into the church for the first time in my life, and I have to, you know, credit the Most High for it, because I would have never known who He was. And we used to sing this song, and it would go like this. It goes, I just wanna know. It says, I want to sit at your feet so that I can hear everything that you say to me. I want to know you so well. I want to know you so well. And we sing a cappella all the time. So you would hear the guys with the bass, do. It would be so nice, but I just wanted to piggyback.
I like that song.
It's a
I
nice
know,
song.
that's beautiful.
That's the way you get to learn him so well at his
Want to
feet.
know you. That's-
But I still remember it. I'm like, how do I remember these things? I mean, it's
You
just
bring things back to memory that you
Yes.
need to know.
You keep rehearsing.
And I
it.
thank y'all he brought it to your memory, because I really do like that song. Maybe one day you'll sing it all for us. Is there verses to it or just the chorus?
That's all I can remember, but it might be more to it. I can try to find it.
If you would try, I'd love you
Look in the back
to
card.
find if there's verses and come on, or just
Yeah.
sing it again. I like that song because that's exactly what's going on right now, and that's what do you call it? It's confirmation of what was just said. You know.
Yes, it is.
Anyone else? All right, then we're gonna pray. Joanne, would you mind praying us out today? I'd like to hear your prayer and then dismiss us. And is Anthony still here? He's probably on his way home. It's Brother Ron. Could you and Sister Donna there still? Brother Ron, could you blow the shofar this time? I know we're still working on the tech part, but just blow it anyway, and because he can hear it no matter what happens to our our electronics. After I pray, though, not yet. After I pray, then you two could blow. Anthony's on his way home, so he's not there.
After Sister Joanne.
After Sister Joanne dismiss us in prayer. Really not dismiss ever really, but you know what I mean. Sister Joanne, would you do us the honor of taking us before the Father in a prayer that we are leaving each other just from this time, but we will return together again in His name, and we give Him all the honor and the glory. Would you do that, dear? Thank you, Sister Joanne. All right, then, brother.
You mute yourself because we.
Oh, I'll do that. Who is Ron is not muted. Lewis is aren't. And you are, but I'll make you. You can unmute yourself, Renee.
I'm saying that when Sister Lewis speaks, we have to mute ourselves because remember she breaks up.
Okay, yeah. Let's everybody mute for now, and just don't mute her. Let's see. I do that sometime. Okay, everybody did that. Then that way you can remember, because when I do it. All right, very good. All right, we're ready.
Abba, Father.
Yes, God.
Father. We are your people, Father. We come to say we love you, Father. With all the love that you have put in us, Father, we just say hallelujah. Hallelujah for your mercy, Father. Hallelujah for your kindness, Father. Thank you for receiving us back to you, Father. Thank you, Father, for bestowing the blessings on us daily, blessings seen and unseen, Father. We thank you for opening up the mysteries, Father, making it plain to your children, Father, what you have for us, Father. You said in your word, Father, these Father on our head. We just say thank you, Father. We're in awe of you. You are everything that your creation has ever needed, Father.
Hallelujah.
Father, we just love you. We know as we walk through the last part of these days that you're with us, Father. We thank you, Father, for the mercy. Again, Father, I can't say it enough. Thank you, Father. Thank you for those ships that sit in the harbor waiting for us to board. Thank you for holding back those angels that you put in position, that because this earth has already been judged, Father. We just thank you for the restoration of relations.
Wow. Beautiful prayer.
Father. Be pleased to you, Father. Make as your people as your goal, as you said it would, Father. And now as we go our separate ways, Father, we pray. We never, never, Father, leave your presence, Father. We just thank you again. That's what's caught up in my spirit, Father, is thank you. Thank you for the words that you've given your prophet that she shared with us. Thank you for making it clear that your word became flesh. You are your word, Father. You came amongst us, dwelt with us because you love us. We thank you, Father. We just thank you, Father. We pray again for the blessings that you bestow on us daily, blessings seen and unseen, Father. So I just thank you for the honor, Father, to come before you in this gathering, that I would speak, Father, to express our love for you, Father, and never taking you for granted, Father. Thank you for making a way where we had no way, Father. So with our hearts, Father, we say to you, we love you and thank you, Father. In the name of Yeshua, HaMashiach. Thank you, Father. Amen.
Amen.
Beauty of that prayer was just beautiful. Thank you, Sister Joanne.
Yes.
All right. Let's go, Sister Donna. Are you ready? All right. Yeah, you're on. Okay, very good.
Time. Thank you for your patience. You're welcome.
Same thing. All right. Very good. That's it. All right. That's the electronics. We're gonna figure that one out. Thank you, Donna. We got that first big puff. Now we know, and you're gonna do the same run, I'm sure. And I'm sure that you're gonna be able to help me get this maybe electronic part. Hold on, Brother Ron. I'm gonna put you off of mute because I put you on there while she blew. Can you unmute yourself, Ron, Brother Ron, and then blow? I can hear. Okay. Yeah. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And you know what? Now we know what it is. It's something electronic. That the pitch is the pitch that's cutting it off at the end. She did the same thing, and I had everybody off but me. So it has to do with the pitch from where you are. The mechanics wants to turn it off.
And you know, Donna blows for about 15, 30 seconds.
That's right.
All
So
that time, it's like
right. So we'll figure it out. I'm gonna give that into the hands of Angelica. Figure it out for us. You all are tech people. Why it gets to a certain level and cuts it off.
Okay.
There's something there. Somebody can help us with that. All right. Yeah, we love you all, and I thank you for taking that on for me, Angelica.
Mother,
Yes, darling.
it's so strange because Anthony was at work, right?
Yeah.
And so he at home or at work, his doesn't do that.
I know. It's very
when
strange.
He blow. Interesting.
Away from it. That's one of the
Well,
problems.
we're gonna have to find out what's going on here. I think too close to it too.
Yeah.
I think that has to do with something. I think if he maybe was to get back further to the wall, maybe because when brother, remember when brother does it, the mic is facing me, not him. He's on the other side of that mic. So that could be you have to turn from the mic and blow. Let's try it.
Sister Donna, come back.
Let's go with you, Brother Ron. Go to the wall and blow. Just stand up and go over there and then blow it from there and point it toward. Yeah, there you go. Now, not towards the speaker, not towards the mic at all.
There you go. That's it.
That's what it was.
Yes.
The mic couldn't take the praise.
That's it.
That's it.
That's what it is. I just remember he does not. The mic faces me, never him.
Okay. All right.
It's too much for this world. That's what it is. All right, Donna. Now that you know, turn away from the mic, put your back to it, and then blow. Does she have her? She's far away with the back to the mic, or she the side of the mic? She has to be on the other side.
Because when she first started, again, the yellow came around the box and then it went away. So try it one more time. Yep, in the kitchen.
So you go. I think if she was to stand in front of it but face the back.
Oh, okay. So
the back of it.
But turn around.
Yeah, turn around away from
your
it.
body around. Yeah.
There you go. Now try it.
Okay, she's gonna try it again. Don't try that.
It's better, but I think something else is going on there. But we'll figure the kitchen next time. We'll do the kitchen. So we're gonna get this. Well, we got half, 50%. We got 75%. We'll get the others too. Thank y'all for the love that you have to want to recognize him in the blowing of the shofar. We love you, Abba, and this is all for your glory. And we will get it perfected because you are the perfector, and we give you the praise. All right, everyone, we love you.
Here you are.
Love you, family.
Oh, good.
Bless you. Everybody.
Love you. Take care.
Love you.
He made it.
All right. Family.
Yeah, okay. All right, love you.
Praises, all praises.
Family, we love you.
Family.